You'll be sold a
That is
dream,
true.
right? In commission, in this and that. But as I said, open mind, you find that company where you need to literally teach yourself everything. Because when I did recruitment, I was thrown into the deep end. It was as easy as, here's a job spec, my client is looking for this, let's roll.
That's it.
The Blue Table Talk. Tune in and witness people helping other people excel by being a part of thrilling conversations about career. Get ready to learn and be inspired. Have only positive expectations because the Blue Table Talk is all about hope.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Global E-Talent Podcast. This is the Blue Table Talk, and I am your host, Evo, but I'm not alone. I'm with my co-host.
I'm Benedict Chiswaka.
So today we'll be diving into the recruiter's mind, but before we move forward, I'd like to introduce our guest. Please introduce yourself and let us know who you are and what you do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tammy. I'm currently an ops manager, recruitment team leader at GET, Global E-Talent. Yeah, I do recruitment.
Okay, good. So first question. What has your experience been like in recruitment so far?
So I have a good number of experience, right? So I've been in recruitment. So in recruitment straight, it's about 5 years, but recruitment in its entirety, looking at the businesses that I've had and stuff, it would have been 9-10 years now. So the experience has been good. It's been challenging, a lot of lessons, a lot of networking, meeting new people. That's the one thing that I really enjoy about recruitment, talking to different people, connecting. Yeah, man, I've had some of my best mentors from recruitment, people that have tried taking from one company to the other, and they tend to become friends and mentors at the end.
And what started your interest in recruitment?
Not that I was interested in recruitment. I'm a salesperson. I think I do well in sales, or I've done well in sales. Yeah, I've always believed that I can sell anything in my life. Recruitment just fell on top of me just before COVID. Yeah, I was working for a company as a BDM, and then just decided let's jump into recruitment, and that's what we did.
Just
like that. Okay. There was no love, no whatever. I didn't even know that thing exists. For me, it was, hey, I'm selling this services, so yeah, what can we do? Then I was like, okay, let's do recruitment. Let's see if it works. So we put two things together, both sales and recruitment, right? So yeah, I sold recruitment services, payroll services, HR services, and yeah, we just did recruitment after that. It was nothing special, but now I do love the game.
Okay. Since this is a discussion, I want to take this question you were asked around the table.
Okay.
So, how has your experience been with recruitment so far?
I guess it's been like really interesting. It's very new to me. I'm still very new in the industry, but so far I enjoy it. It gives me like an adrenaline, a thrill. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's stressful though. It is stressful, but I love it.
Okay.
Yeah. And you?
For me, I think if you say you're new, I'm fresh out of the form. And I am enjoying it because you get to speak with people. Yeah. For me, that's the best part of recruitment. You meet a lot of people and you're exposed to so many different characters. You know, you get to learn from people. And I enjoy that part. But the stress is real. Oh my goodness, the stress. I don't know how you didn't mention stress because
No, it's I mean, if you, it's like finding a new girlfriend, right?
Okay.
Or a new boyfriend, maybe in your
case. Analogy,
right? Seriously, it's like finding a new girlfriend. So you fall in love quickly, and with some of the people that you meet, or let's talk about work now, right? When I started, it was I'm just doing it because it's there for me to do, right? But then I fell in love with it, right? Because I understand the power that I hold more than anything, right? I'm lucky enough that I was able to start from the bottom when it comes to the recruitment game. And it was really from finding a salesperson those are the most unemployed people out there, right? Someone with a matric certificate, someone with no further education or qualification anyway, right? So I decided to say, okay, I want to focus on changing lives properly, right? It's easy to take a senior manager from one company to the next. You will make a lot of money as the agency or as the recruiter. But when you change someone's life, it's something else. So for me, stress and all those things, I'm someone who's very optimistic. For me, we fall now, 2 minutes later, we're up. I don't even have to wait for the next day, right? So for me, stress, I don't live by stress. What I've always told my former mentor was that stress is for the other people, right?
Not for you.
Yeah, it's in my language, there's no word or term for stress, right? Yeah, there isn't. So yeah, for me, stress, it's for other people, not me. I don't really stress.
What would you say if you had to pinpoint like your main goal when you start a recruitment process? Maybe you find a candidate, you have a particular role you have to place for. What is your main goal throughout that process? What are you working towards? What are you hoping to achieve from the beginning of the recruitment process?
Yeah, sorry for that. So initially it was to, as I say, change as many lives as I can in a short space of time. Right? But now, to be honest with you, now knowing a bit more about the game, understanding the game a bit better, it's all about the money, right? But then again, it's still about the people, right? We'll always say money. Money, yes, money is a given. In any form of business, money is a given. Even in charity, money is a given, right? So what I would, how I would look at it would be, okay, one, yes, we're still changing lives, but looking at the niche market, the senior people, all of that, it's okay. Now we're talking money, right? But am I taking this person to the next company or to the next phase? Is it better for them? Does it make sense? Hence, in my interviews, I'll always be thorough, right? I'd rather not send a CV if it means that I'm sending mediocre people or people who I know will not succeed in that environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take that question, answer it, and then throw it back to you.
The same question.
Yes, same question. For me, the goal, I think, maybe this is because I'm still fresh out of the box, but for me right now, the goal is to learn, because and it's unfortunate, but the truth is, it's not every candidate that you submit that will be placed.
Yeah.
So that's constantly on my mind, and for that reason, just to sort of give me courage, to keep going, even though there's that huge possibility that they might not get this job. My goal is to learn as much as possible from the person regarding maybe the role or them as a person. You can learn so much from different people based on the different experiences they've encountered and all that. So my goal is always to learn as much as possible, and obviously to make money as well. But at least if I don't make money, I back it up with the knowledge that I've acquired from this person. Yeah. So yeah. What about you?
I guess with me, it's similar to your answer with placing people, the right person. I feel like I know when we pick up the phone and we call someone and we like, so there's this job opportunity, right? Just that part for me is like my goal, like making someone realize that there's more opportunities out there and they don't have to be stuck in that thing that they unhappy in doing. And just,
Okay.
Pretty much that's my goal.
Changing people's lives.
Changing people's lives. Also just letting them know that there's more out there. And also some people are not aware, and I'll bring it back to an experience that I have. I found a candidate who was in a specific position, right? And when I called them with this role, they're like, I've actually been wanting to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I actually want to do. So thank you for that opportunity. So yeah, I guess my goal is just placing the right person in the right job right now.
And what I can advise you guys to do is to always write your goals down. Write all of them down. For now, goal writing is not the easiest thing to do.
True.
Right? We listen to all these motivational speakers. We listen to all these people that guide us in our distant mentors and stuff. It's not the easiest thing to do. First things first, you need to write it as straight as possible, right? So if your goal is money, then you're going to write financial freedom.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you start doing that, you will learn on how do you structure this goal writing thing. List all your goals down, and then one by one, you need to start describing, how do I get to that goal, right? If as you are employed, you're working in recruitment, you know how you make your money within the space. How many people would I need to place a month or in a quarter, right? Put your targets down, write them down. If you don't write it down, it doesn't exist. It's literally a wasted goal if you're just telling people about it, right? That's the one thing the one place where my life really took a turn for the better, where I started writing each and everything down, right? So I went back, and when I say this to some people, they laugh at me. I always tell them, go back to the child you were. And in the school that I went to, the primary school that I went to, we were taught about diaries, that even boys need to have diaries, right? Every day, go back, write what happened, right? Doesn't that lead you to having a novel one day?
In a way, yeah.
In a way, it teaches you how to write, how to describe certain things. You get better as you go and all those things.
You're developing another skill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now if you write your goals down, so today this is what happened at work, right? My goal was this. I couldn't achieve it. Why didn't I achieve my goal? Maybe I took longer with my lunch, right? Maybe I did this wrong. Maybe this happened, or maybe my manager did this, right? Maybe my day wasn't good because of 1, 2, 3, 4. As soon as you take it like that, I guarantee you, as soon as you write it down, things will change.
That also kind of broadens your analytical skills, because
Yeah.
when you're analyzing yourself, I mean, it's easier to see it from another person.
Yeah.
But when you have to sit back and watch yourself and be like, okay, what did I do today? And then you have to like go deep and break it down point by point. And yeah, I think I'm gonna take that advice.
Yeah, put it down, man.
Do you feel like there's a need for agencies?
There is a huge one.
Is there a gap?
A huge one, right? Let's look at this. Say I am BMW, right? And me as being BMW, I am looking for one skill, right? I have, let's say, 3 HRBPs, right? For that one department. I'm looking for one person. I'm going to get 10,000 applications just for that one role. These 2 people cannot do the task properly, or these 2 people are not equipped enough to actually find the right person out of those 10,000 applications. But with agencies, we make sure that we will go through each and every application thoroughly.
It's our job, literally.
It's our job. That's what we do, right? We don't just overlook. We've seen people complaining about their CVs being thrown away, right? Or people not getting responses after the applications, right? Are most of us guilty of that? Yes. When we start with recruitment, as soon as you start with recruitment, you are guilty of that, because you're afraid of disappointing a person or rejecting them, telling them that they're not qualified for this role, telling them that, no, my client is looking for something that's totally different from you or from the experience that you have, right? At first, we're just a bit scared to do that. But with experience, with time, you get to understand, why am I in an agency? I need to do the hard work. I need to deliver beyond what the people that are employed at BMW. Just an example. BMW is not our client.
No shade.
It's just an example. And maybe I'm using BMW because it's like, yeah, I'm a Beamer guy. If you say Beamer Mac, I'll fall more on the Beamer side of things, right? So yeah, if we do the hard work, right? And these companies, you need to also understand that companies like BMW or even the bigger corporates, they cannot employ 10 TAs, right? Or recruitment consultant, or 20 or 30 to make sure that they service each and every application accordingly, right? That's where we come in. We will service each and every application properly, right? And with that said, we don't throw away applications.
True.
We keep them for the future,
Exactly.
right? Because there's always someone out there who's looking for a certain skill that's sitting with us. Yeah. So yeah, man, what do you think?
Do you want to answer that?
No,
Well,
I
I think
I wasn't thinking.
I feel like there is a gap in the industry, especially in corporate. I know with one of our not so clients right now, but they don't even have an HR department to do those things. So you'd find that it's taking away from the time for the person that's reviewing the CVs. It's taking away from the time to actually do the work that they actually did to do, because they're going through the CVs. So we are there to offer that service to say, okay, you can focus, if you're an accountant, focus on that. We'll do that for you and go through the application for you. So I do feel like there is a pretty big gap in the industry still.
Yeah.
And
while you're still thinking about it, another thing is, we may be talking corporates now, but let's try and take it from small to medium-sized businesses. They do not have the budget to pay someone every month to do that task. We come in as a once-off service at times, right? So your medium-sized business, you don't have the resources financially to pay an HR consultant, HR manager, HR intern every single month. You don't have that money, right? But if you bring in an agency, we are able to strike a deal with you to say, okay, listen, we understand you're a small business. This is how we can service you, but making sure that you don't lose a lot of money, right? So some companies don't have the money to do that. People need to understand that some of these businesses, they don't at all, right? But if it's a once-off deal, it can happen now, it's done. And some companies don't hire all the time, right? So you will have a TA who's there for 5 years. They've only hired twice in those 5 years, right? But you pay this person a salary each and every month.
Yeah. In a way, it's actually saving costs. Helping the company save costs. Yeah,
we do actually. We do help them save costs. The biggest mistake that people do, right? And I listened to a radio show in the week where they were talking about recruitment agencies and broker labels, right? We are two different people. We are not the same thing, right? Can you find broker laboring within recruitment agencies? Yes, but it's separate. We're not the same thing, right? Recruitment agencies, to make it easy for people out there to understand, recruitment agencies make money from their client, not from the candidate. Labor brokers make money from the candidate, right? What do I mean by saying that? So simple. As an agency, I charge my client if my client, let me make an example, right? Let me put it like this. If my client says, I only have a budget of 500,000 Rand for this person per year, right? I charge a percentage of that 500,000 Rand, but the client will pay. So the talent will still get the 500,000 Rand per year, right? But a labor broker, if the client has 500,000 Rand budget, the labor broker is possibly taking 300,000 or 400,000 from that, because they almost always take more. They take it from that, right? So the client will not pay the talent into their bank account directly. The client pays the labor broker. The labor broker pays the salary to the talent, while the talent is servicing the client, right? So with us, we are not making money from the candidates, the talent, right? Every client that we have is client how much, and we actually sometimes get more money for our talent. Have you noticed? We get more money because the client might even say, listen, my budget is 1 million for the year, right? Our talent is at 900. The talent wants to take the 1 million, but we're like, no, your skills say you need to get 1.5 million per year. And they will get that 1.5 million per year. Labor brokers won't do that. Labor brokers will always wait for their clients to say, okay, we're putting an increase. Then they'll give you a smaller increase. And remember, they're taking from your pocket. That's where it differs. It differs on the money side. Yes, we might have the same client, but it differs on the money side. Who pays who? Right. So that's another thing with us.
Yeah, I didn't know that. What I want us to discuss right now is from a recruiter's perspective, right? What advice would you give talents or candidates when it comes to drafting their CVs? Like individually, what is it that you're looking for? Let's say we could be working the same role, but we're not going to find the same person. There's going to be something specific you're looking for that will tell you that this is my guy or this is my lady, So around the table, what is it that you look for when you're looking at a candidate's CV? And maybe we can turn that into an advice to tell people, to kind of include these things in their CV.
I guess for me, the thing that I look for first in the CV is obviously the technical skills.
Okay.
that should stand out more than anything. I don't read the whole CV, right?
Mhm.
I don't have the whole day.
Okay.
So I scan through it and then I look for the technical skills. That depends on what the client wants as well,
Of
right?
course.
So yeah.
Technical
At first,
skills.
and then yeah.
What about you?
With me, it's how I started with recruitment. I still do that till today. I put my job spec here. I put that CV here. I tick off everything. I look at literally everything.
Oh.
That matches.
Hence, my hit ratio is a bit higher than most.
Mhm.
I look at everything, literally, right? Because there's something that you might miss if you don't look at everything. And I dial every number that I will find. As soon as I believe that that profile suits my client,
Respect.
I will call you and ask you the questions to be sure. If there's a couple of things missing that I'm looking at the job spec, then unfortunately we can't continue. Right. So I do it old school. That's how I learned it. That's how I still do it till today.
You still do it like that.
For me, I don't know if it's just a me thing, but I feel like any CV that has like a bio, like a little bio,
Mhm.
kind of portrays confidence for me. I feel like if you are able to tell me about even though your skills are outlined on the CV, but if you are able to tell me about yourself
In a
up
bio.
there, you know, and you make sense, for me, that's my guy. I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing, but it always works for me. So it's like the first thing I look for is the bio. Some people put it at the top, some people put it at the end. Not really like a cover letter, that's too long. Just a bio, a small bio, maybe 4 lines. Read that, and then I go to the technical skills. And then I compare with the spec. So yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just need to follow basics, eh? There are certain basics in recruitment that everyone needs to follow, certain rules. They're not written down anywhere, right? It's just if you see that something is working for the other person, the person that's always making the money, the person that's always placing people, finding the right talent, copy and paste.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You copy and you paste. That's it. It makes it easy for you. Rather than saying, I need to find my own way of recruitment.
Yeah.
I need to find my own way of searching. I need to. Why do that? Why do the hard work?
Yeah.
Right? Is recruitment hard? Not really. Not really.
It's how you make it.
Right. It's how you work. It's how you recruit that will make it hard for you. Right. So for me, I'll always sit with the guy that's the best in the room. I am talking to that person every day. I am asking them questions all the time. How do you do it? How did you find that person? Because I also searched. I also tried looking.
Yeah.
We're looking at the same places, right?
What's going on?
We are literally looking at the same places, but how am I not finding that person? You get one thing from that person, write it down somewhere. Okay? That's what it did today. Tomorrow is going to tell me something else, definitely. I know tomorrow. He'll tell me something different.
New.
Right? Write it down there. Right? You find the basics, you'll win all the time. There is no time where you won't make money.
And that's another thing I think that I really enjoy about recruitment so far. You're ever learning. It never stops.
Yeah,
you're learning how to search better, you're learning how to sell better. Like you're always learning something new. So I think that's also something that I have really enjoyed within the recruitment space thus far.
Yeah, this is one thing you need to really love to do. Because it is sales more than anything, right? I know we used to joke around with my former mentor about it. We would say our job is to sell people, right? Legal human trafficking.
Wrong.
Yeah, it sounds wrong. We used to joke. We used to joke around about it, right? But it stuck with me to a point where even if I'm in a public space and someone is asking, "What do you do for a living?" I'm like, "No, I sell people," right? Yeah, like, yeah. That's what I do. I sell people. Easy. Right?
Say it to the wrong person.
Yeah, I know. But now, obviously, when you start explaining, they're like, oh, yeah, actually, you do sell people for a living because that's what you do, right? But basically, I sell talent more than anything, right? You need to have your list of at least 100 people that you know, which these people are the one that I can place, looking at the market that you're playing around with, right? So I have my people, right? I know this list here, these people I'm placing definitely. One day, I have people that I've spoken with 3 years ago. I haven't found an opportunity for them, but their CVs are still with me. I still talk to them via WhatsApp. I still keep contact with them, right? Because what are we saying? We're saying that we want to network with people, right? You have to be a people lover first for this job.
True.
You need to love people genuinely, and it has to come naturally.
Yeah.
Shouldn't try and pretend. Anyone who pretends around this job, they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. And the candidate that you would send to a client, right, or the talent that you send to a certain client, make sure that it is someone that you really believe in.
Yeah.
It is when the people around you are running around trying to find the right person, you like, I found this one and this is the one. You sit back and you look at everything. You move on to the next one.
That is so true. That actually, it makes me think of an encounter that I had myself, where we were sourcing for a client, and then they were looking for actuaries. And for actuaries, they're always asking about exams. How many exams have you written? How many actuarial science exams have you passed? So this candidate that I found had no exams. And at the time, I didn't know that he had no exams, but I liked his profile. I liked when we spoke. And then I'm about to send him through, and my colleagues are telling me he has no exams. That's a red flag. I'm like, oh my goodness, is that really a red flag? But I believe in him so much, Yeah. And then I sent him through, and he went for an interview. And then he went for a second interview, and I'm like, okay, I did something right, So
you went with
I
your
think,
instinct.
I believed that he was a good candidate, and I went with that. Despite what was being said.
You were selling the person, not the CV.
Yeah.
So sometimes the CV doesn't really mirror the person.
True.
And you can only tell like once you've spoken to them and you've screened them and you've interviewed them.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you believe in your talent, your capabilities of finding the right person, right? Almost always about self-belief. You believe in yourself that I'm able to find the right person, right? I have stories where you'll send 5, 6 CVs to a client. They say no to all of them. All of them. And you're like, okay, you know what? I'm not sending 3 more. I'm going to find one. Just one.
Okay.
And from the 6.
That's
just one. They said no to 6, right? The next batch, I'm just sending one person. And that will be the person. And I'll take my time with it, right? Generally in recruitment, we're working 48 hours to make sure that we service the client. Right, I prefer 24, but 48 is best because it gives you some time.
24.
Yeah, as I said, sometimes you just fall onto things that you were taught, right? That you need to be fast. With all these clients, we're not the only agency that's working the jobs and stuff like that. So you need to move quick. And we possibly, with the other agencies that are servicing that client, all of us are using the same job portals probably, right? Or the same ways to try and find the people, right? We're advertising in the same places, right? So first come, first serve. You speak to the talent first. That's your talent. You make sure that CV is out. But you'll find that I'm like, nah, I'm just sending one person, not more than one. You send that one, there's still squabbles. But if you believe in that person, you are able to even motivate and negotiate for that person. And it becomes a hit. And then I also have a relaxed mode where I know that I've done my work in sending the CVs or making sure that I push the right talent that I believe in, right? In a week, you've sent, let's say, maybe 10, 15 people to different clients. You've done whatever, 20 or more interviews. You send those people in. Next week, it's dry, it's quiet. If I believe in those people, I don't mind staying 2 months being broke because I know in the 3rd month, all those people are getting the job. All those people will get the job.
That's new.
So
For
new.
me, that's how far I take it. Right. I remember one of the biggest monies that I made in recruitment. Actually, the first time that I made like proper money. I pushed from June. Would make commission there and there, make some money there and there, make some placements there and there, but there were these clients that I was working with, man, just trying to push, sending CVs and all this, some international clients. It took us, 4 or 5 months to make a placement, whatever. That December, I made so much money. All along, I was relaxed. Oh, one placement. It's 4,000 Rand. Okay. Okay. But I know that I keep on submitting, I keep on sending people, right, to different clients. They take their time. It happens. It's recruitment. And at the time, my manager would be like, I know it works like this. Don't worry. Don't stress that you're not making the money that other people are making now, right? Because look at this. None of your people have been declined. Some of them have been interviewed. They're trying to taking way too long. Imagine waiting 6 months.
I know what that feels like.
Right?
To get feedback.
6 months. And it happens, right? It doesn't mean it's the right thing, but it happens, right? But that December. And there's a company where I left a nice, beautiful pipeline. Like I've submitted people, all those people were in interviews and stuff and decided to leave the organization and left. All those people, most of the people that I left with the clients and stuff, they're getting offers, they're getting interviews and all that. Right? It's happening now as I speak. So you're like, oh, okay.
For so long.
Yeah, that's why you have to be patient, but you also have to move fast, right? I'd say move fast in finding the right talent and making sure that your client sees your talent before anyone else, right? Before they see anyone else, they need to see your talent, your recommendation first, right? When that happens, that's when you be like, okay, no, I have pushed. You get time to breathe a bit. Get to the office, you just walk around a bit. You're like, no, I know that I've pushed for the week with all the jobs that I've pushed for the week. I've done my part. Let me breathe a bit. And that breather is always needed in recruitment because you don't want to burn out. When the time comes for you to make the money, when the time comes for the client to say, you know what, I want this person, then believe you me, you want to make so much money, you're not going to believe it yourself.
I want to be there.
You won't believe it yourself, right? As you can see, you guys are fairly new in this game. This game does need patience. You need to take in everything that anyone around you says. You need to learn as much as you can. It depends on the organization also that you're working with or working for. It's some organizations are patient enough, right? The sort of noticed as I came into GET is that there's patience here, right? There's that understanding that it is new, young people who are learning this game, who are trying to figure out what's happening with this game, right? So there's other organizations where they want you to hit the ground running. Right? You guys are lucky to be here because there is patience. There are teachers. There are lessons that you learn every day. Every single day, I'm sure you learn something new.
Definitely.
Every single day, right? Make sure that you learn. You never stop learning recruitment. I learn every day. What does that mean? Now, when I'm walking, I'm learning. I look around. Like I've stopped walking facing, like looking at the ground. I don't know what I'm looking for there. I'm like, what am I looking for there? Because as a child, you'd look for 10 cents and whatever, right? But now I'm an adult. There's nothing that I'll find on the ground. Yeah.
Maybe 100 Rand. You know.
Wow, that would be your lucky day.
I won't find anything there. But now, when I look at a company, right, like where our office is right now, I look at this company, like, hey, I wonder what that company does.
You make money from there.
I wonder what that company does. That's recruitment.
Do they need people?
Do you get me? Yeah. You start looking at each and every organization differently. Yeah. What services do they need there? I wonder what I can do for that company. Hey? There's one company, I think I'm going to put it out there. I'm putting out to the world right now. I'm putting out to whoever manager. There's one company that I've always wanted to work with and recruit for, right? I don't know why. The name is Accenture. Right. Then IT firm / project management. They do a lot of things there. The international company, Accenture, that company, man. The day I recruit for that company, the day I do make my first placement, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. I might scream, jump, and do whatever, right? Because mostly, yes, I'm open now, I'm talking now, but mostly I'm someone who's I keep to myself. You'll find me at home Monday to Monday if I have to. Remember, working from home for me is the most beautiful thing ever. And people were like, Maratam, you said you love sales and you're a salesperson and all that. What do you mean? But you can't be home. You like keeping to yourself and all that. It's learning how to adapt, right? It's learning how to adapt to different situations, learning from other people, okay, this is who I am when I'm by myself, but when I'm around people, right? You need to adapt to that environment, adapt to the people, lift yourself up a bit, right? Open your shoulders. Certain things that I would do when I'm in front of people that when I'm alone, It's me, my shorts. I'm watching TV. I can watch TV the whole day, right? I am an early morning person. I'll wake up in the morning if I want to take a job.
So for someone who's looking to go into recruitment, right? What skills and qualities do they need to have?
Skills and qualities. I don't know what I had. I really don't know what I had. As I said, it just happened that I was in that working for a company that's in recruitment, and then I did it, right? But having businesses before, small businesses, I didn't know that I was doing recruitment, right? I didn't know that I was already changing people's lives. I didn't even look at it that way. For me, it was, I have this business, we need to push, we need to sell. Hey, so-and-so that I know, pull through, let's do the work, let's move, right? So-and-so, come, you're going to handle this department, right? I need someone to handle this. So delegating for me was not an issue to say, okay, so-and-so do this, so-and-so do this, right? Skills, I don't think
which
there's
are the ones
specific
that
skills,
okay, let's say the ones that we've developed
right?
I
think I can do
within GT to say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you wanting to go into recruitment, these are the skills that you should have, because this is what I had to have in the industry, you know, to survive.
I think one thing that I have learned being with GT so far is you need to have confidence.
Okay,
that's a good one. That's the very first
how do you pick
thing.
up the phone without
you
confidence?
need to have confidence, because if you don't, you project, you know.
That's
and if you're projecting that you don't have confidence, most of the time you're not going to succeed, you know. And another thing I would say is patience. Tammy, you mentioned it earlier. I think you just didn't realize it was a skill.
That's why I wanted it as a question, because I'm like, he's already on that track.
No,
you honestly need to highlight patience.
The thing is, sorry to cut you there. The thing is, this is who I am. This is how I am, right? So for me, I don't see me being me as it's a skill.
It's just who
right.
You are.
It's just I've been patient in my life.
That's what I was actually going to say now.
I've always had an open mind, right?
That's what I was actually going to say now.
Ask a question. That's just me. I'll ask you the one thing, this is the dumbest thing ever. But I'll ask you that question.
When it comes to patience, you have to be patient, but if you aren't, you have to be willing to learn to be patient.
Or the job will teach you to be patient.
There are some skills you pick up along the way. Exactly. There's nothing. It's out of your control. You're not going to go to the client and
then I guess it goes back to
him
saying,
like
I'm like that. Because you didn't, I probably didn't know that I had patience until I was here and my patience was tested to say, okay, I'm actually a really patient person.
Yeah. Some of those things just that. Like, I'm someone who I barely get angry, hey? Yes, I get disappointed. For me to shout and all those things. So I'm already that calm, cool person. I think Mr. Pugalav said it best, right? Like what's the song? I forgot the name of the song, but he sings about him being, the lyrics just went past. I don't know why, but I remember the song and I know the song. It's just off now, right? Like, the way he talks about him being an IDC, an I don't care kind of person, right? I don't really care much about, for me, it's like, okay, what does that thing do for me?
Yeah.
Right? We'll see it, man. We'll fix it. Yeah. Right? So I've always been patient. I've always had to relax. I've always had to wait my turn, right? I remember there was a time where I was getting frustrated. As a person, you do get frustrated and be like, hey, man, Kanti, why isn't anything happening for me, right?
It happened.
I'm trying, I'm hustling, I'm pushing, only to find that, no, you're not supposed to push so hard, son.
Do
relax,
this instead of that.
Chill, just follow the right trace, do certain things this way, but be yourself more than anything. More than anything, be yourself. And as soon as I started becoming myself, I've always been the patient person, as I said, so I don't see it as a skill. Always had an open mind. I don't see that as a skill. Right. For me, it's like everyone should be like that. Like, seriously, I'm not sure. Have you ever had like food from another country?
Yeah.
Were you forced to have that food? It's you having an open mind. So if you can have an open mind with that one thing,
then you can have
everything else. You just know that other things are not good, right? Yeah, you're old enough to say, okay, this is wrong. Right, I know that this is wrong because I can see what it does to other people. Right, but this, okay, others are fine. Others are like this. Let me try this food. will it always give me maybe a burning stomach or whatever, or something like that, right? You try as many things as possible. Keep that open mind. If you want to be in recruitment, you keep an open mind. You tell yourself that you want to learn, I guess, because now I've learned that those are skills. Right. Be a people's person.
That's
right.
I think that's a major one.
Yeah.
Like have great interpersonal skills.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes the business.
Yeah.
But for me, it's
Human
more than
interaction.
skills or whatever. I'd say start at the bottom. Find the newest, smallest recruitment company that you can work for. That's where you start. They'll give you the most nonsensical salary, right? They'll give you the smallest money ever. I want you to hear this. They will not pay you what you want.
I want you to hear this. Listen
Whoever you
carefully.
are,
Listen carefully.
I want you to understand. You will not get the money that you think. You'll be sold a
That is
dream,
true.
right? In commission, in this and that. But as I said, open mind. You find that company where you need to literally teach yourself everything. Because when I did recruitment, I was thrown into the deep end. It was as easy as, here's a job spec, my client is looking for this, let's roll.
That's it.
All these job boards, didn't know how to search once. But now I always knew that Google is my friend, right? How do I do this? YouTube, how do I do this? And it will teach you, right? I guess that's where the patient will come in, where you're patient enough to learn.
From what you just said, I can draw another skill. Be inquisitive. Yeah, be inquisitive. Because if you aren't inquisitive, you're not going to want to learn.
Yeah.
You're not going to Google, So if you're inquisitive, you're going to be able to ask questions. If you don't know how to do it, you're going to
need
accept.
to like research.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our job is research.
Yeah, literally.
Not really like research, because we always research. When you're on Twitter, that's part of research, because there's something that you want to read there,
exactly.
right? When you're on Instagram, it's part of research. So that's what we don't notice about these social media platforms. They're all data companies, right? All of them. They're about data. What is data all about? Research, knowing something, getting some sort of information, right? So for Facebook, it's for them to know my name, my ID number, my email address, whatever, and all of that, right? And later they can sell it to anyone. That's their business. But when I'm on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook because I just want to laugh. I want everything. I want to laugh. I want to learn. I want to sort of like maybe cry or tear up a bit because of the videos and stuff. You know those sad videos where they go around giving people money, helping people. Who's this BI Pagati who will go out there and give people money. And you're like, man, it's hard out there, right? It's hard out there. So it's just one of those things. It is research. As soon as you think you have to do something in order to achieve something, it becomes somewhat of a problem because now it's a task. Right? And people hate tasks. People hate working. Struggle. Yeah, people hate working, right? But if you take it as if I'm doing it anyway.
I'm always doing it.
I'm always doing it.
It's like how you're saying about patience. You didn't know it was a skill.
Yeah, it's like
you're that way,
If you wake up every morning, so when I was younger, the biggest source of news was newspapers, more than the news on TV. It was newspapers, right? An old timer will say, send you, go get me certain newspaper. As you are walking with this newspaper, you're reading, right? You're getting a few. Isn't that part of research, learning, reading, and all that? Yeah. So you've been doing the same thing, right? Now the only thing you need to find out is, okay, how do I take what I've been doing this entire time to the next phase, right? And I hope we want to get there, but the biggest thing for people that I would say, and I thought you wanted to ask this question earlier, but you changed it, right? As people's CVs. I've almost always told candidates, and I do it myself. If you cannot look at your CV every day, make it every week, every month, you're looking at your CV. You're updating your CV all the time. Okay. And then someone will come and say, but Tammy, some of us don't have laptops. We don't have smartphones. Maybe I'm watching this at a friend's place, whatever. Pen and paper, the cheapest thing. You're updating your CV. Because each and every day, how many things have you learned since you've been here? Do they show on your CV? How many things have you done?
Why are you attacking
How
me?
many systems?
I feel attacked.
No, I'm not attacking you.
Oh my God.
No. Maybe it's just the line of sight, right?
Yeah,
Like
can you look at her for a minute, please?
And that's just what I do, right? For me, it's not a skill to look at a person straight into their eyes. I was never taught by my family, or it's just what I've always done,
but this is
right?
great
To say,
advice.
let me look at.
Honestly.
So I've always told people, look at your CV at least every month, because every month there's something new that you did. With me, I do something once within the company. If I'm a receptionist once,
you put it there.
It's in my CV. Because on that day, I had to take phone calls. I had to do every reception duty on the day. Maybe not all of it, right? Maybe 50% of what a receptionist will do, but it's on my CV. It will show that this is something else that I know. Right. Then people will ask themselves, why am I not getting interviews? Why am I not getting calls? Why am I not doing this? There are some people who last looked at their CV last year, but they're still looking for a job till today. How? The job portals, the last time we logged in was last year sometime. Right? For me, is when I look at how we live in South Africa these days with the groove and all these things, and you look at it and you're like, how is it that even though I know the biggest excuse, right? Someone bought it for me, right? That would be the biggest excuse. But for me, and as a kid, I'd always stop my friends from getting me anything if I needed something else. So if I needed bread at home, bro, I know you want to buy beers, but listen, I need to get bread first, right? They don't have bread at home. Let's get the bread first. Then you have 5 rand for the internet cafe. You go back. Every single month, you need to look at your CV. Every single month, look at the job portals. Look at your profile now. Yeah. What skill did you learn? Even if that skill is from YouTube, right? How many of us here have Excel certificates?
I don't.
None of us, right? Even the ones at the back, right? None of us have an Excel certificate, but we do know how to use Excel, right? How? Because of YouTube. And I'll put that on my CV that I know Excel. I watched a video on YouTube.
Even if you used it once.
Even if I used it, even if today is the first time.
I did Excel.
Excel,
that's such a great
entry level, Excel
like
basic.
The big stuff.
Right?
Yeah, we forget about the little things.
Yeah. So always look at that, your CV. Always look at your CV. And another thing is, a lot of people are a bit picky when it comes to applying for roles, hey? Yeah. I remember back in 2011.
Sorry, Tammy, I know you're going to go on. I just want to cut you a little bit before we continue. With regards to the advice you just gave about CVs, would you say that the same advice applies for like your LinkedIn profile? Because I know as recruiters, we look at LinkedIn profiles. And sometimes this person is actively looking, but their LinkedIn profile was last updated when they finished matric, you know? So...
Yeah, same. I mean, LinkedIn is a professional place. I know that I'm guilty of not changing my profile picture. Right?
I just attacked you.
Yeah. I'm guilty. I'm guilty for not updating the profile picture, but everything else gets updated on my LinkedIn. Everything else gets updated.
Skills and everything.
Yeah. Everything else.
Because that's really,
As soon as I'm done with the CV, right? And I'm actually going to tell you guys a secret that I've kept to myself, right?
Share it, please. This is for the people. They need to know.
As soon as I'm done with the CV, I'll go to LinkedIn. Let's see, okay, how do I fix it? Because I cannot make LinkedIn look like my CV, but it just needs to represent me in a professional manner, right? Certain skills that people want to see, certain things that I know that people want to see. And also learn, what does a company want to see? Yeah. Right? You need to learn that. So hence I'm like, I've always been like, okay, if I'm looking for a job at an Accenture, right? As I said, I put it out there. I'd like to work with that company, not for them. I want to recruit for them.
You want to recruit
right? Yeah, I don't want to work for them. Accenture, Tammy P is your man. GT. GT is your company. GT is your company. So it's not because now I lost my trail of thought because of Accenture, right? But I wanted to make an example around them. So it is. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. So if I'm looking for a job at an Accenture, right? And I see they keep on posting the job that I might be qualified for, right? Or a job that I want to get into. I need to take time and try and find someone who's working there already, right? Even ask them for their profile. How do they get hired there? Where do you find those people? Social media, which is free. right? Social media. Go on social media, find someone who's working there. Like maybe you might be lucky, find someone who's in the role that you are applying for, right? Engage with them, talk to them. Be open. Listen, I'm so and so. I'm looking for a job. These are my qualifications. I see that there's a post for this role, right? And I see that you are working as this person. I'm guessing this might be a new role or a replacement, but I hope that it's not your replacement. I'm not replacing you, right? So listen, all I wanted to find out is, how did your CV look like? What did they look at, right? Or how was the interview? How did they interview you? You get that information, then now you go and apply. What do I mean by that? It's the same thing I do even in recruitment. I will never recruit for a company that I didn't research. Sorry, ever. Your company must have a website somewhere for me to recruit for you. If there's no website, it's a problem.
Okay, so you start with the company.
I start with the company. Actually, went to when I started, I went as far as, so I'll start researching. So the spec will come in, right?
Yeah.
JD will come in. Client will say, we're looking for this talent, and then I would start with the company. Short research, not that long, man. Let me see their website. Oh, the company is about this. This is what they do. Okay, maybe it's an engineering company. Okay, where in engineering do they fit? Oh, they fit in construction. This is what they do. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'd go as far as, okay, let me go onto the job portals, right, where we find CVs and stuff. And I would also look for someone who's working in that company, right? It's me taking pride and taking time in my job and making sure that I do best for my client, right? Because for me, as soon as I recruit for you, right, you're my client. You're not GT's client. You are my client. I need to take care of you. You're my money at the end of the day, right? If we're going to take it the money route, right? But you are my client. I want to take care of you. I have to give you the best I can, even if it's just once off. So go as far as finding someone who's working for your company, right? Okay, this person X is working at this company. I'll give you a call, have a conversation with you, be open and honest. Listen, I'm actually recruiting for this position. It is in your organization. But obviously, I'll do my homework. Is the person still working there, right? You see the last update and all those things. Or the person has been there for so long, they're still there. Okay. Why did they stay for so long, right? Have a conversation with you. What's happening in that company? How do you feel about it? Do you want to leave? Get all that information so that as soon as I give you whatever CV that I send to you, so I'm servicing both my client and my talent.
So you know what you're sending your talent
I know what I'm sending my talent to.
Yeah.
It could be the worst company ever. I'll find the worst person ever to work for the worst company ever, if I can put it like that.
Wow.
Oh, so you
matchmaking.
So you don't match.
You need
the
to
CV
match.
to the spec.
It's not just that.
Talent to the
it's not just CV and spec. It goes beyond. That's part of recruitment. You need to know about your client, right? If there's certain issues, you need to find someone who is strong enough or willing enough to deal with those things. Because not everyone is the same, right? There are people in an organization where the smallest bad thing that a manager does, that person is like, this company is the worst, this. Only to find out, nah, man, this was just something small. But it's not small to everyone. To other people, it's something big, right? So you need to, when you interview your candidate, try and find what kind of a company are you willing to work for, right? Or what kind of environment are you looking for, right? Tell me about you. Don't tell me about your CV. I have your CV in front of me. Tell me about you, right? Do you have kids, right? I don't mind asking people about what favorite drinks they like, right? Be it alcohol or whatever. What do you like drinking? Right. Okay, you like drinking this. Those kind of questions, they laugh, they'll give you that response, but it leads them into opening up to you somehow, right? It leads them into opening up to you to a point where there are people who will tell you that, listen, man, I suffered from depression for so long because of 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you know your client. You know that person will not last in that company or with that client, right? Because of maybe the work, right? Besides the people, but the work that's there, right? So you know already, okay, this person, as much as they qualified for this role, they might not be there for a long time, because that is a place where you need to get in and grind and push, and you just need to get there and work. There's no break, right? So I do not want to take this person and put them in a place where they feel depressed again, where I'm risking their life. Let me find someone who is good enough for that place. We do get some crazy requests, yes, but you always need to handle it, man. Don't just send someone because you want to make money. Care about it. Hence, with each and every candidate and each and every client, I never say you or I or they. I say we. Do you get me? Mm-hmm. So if you're my talent, Benedict, right? Mm-hmm. I'll say we need to get this opportunity for you. After I've done my homework and all those things, we, both of us, you will handle the interviews, I'll handle the client in terms of making sure that they understand where you're coming from. So it's a we, right? But with my client also, it's we need to find the best talent for you for this role. It's always a we situation.
Okay. I think a piece of advice maybe that I would request from all of us right now. I've heard a lot of what's the word? I don't want to say something bad. But recruiters are not really loved out there. You know, I've heard a lot of people say bad things about recruiters.
Yeah.
So I just want us to go around and speak of as a recruiter at GET, what is the type of service, you know, what's the difference? What would differentiate you from another recruiter? Because one complaint I would say that I've heard is they treat me like a number. You know, I'm just a number. I'm just a CV that they found on executive placements or LinkedIn profile, you know. They don't constantly check up on me. You know, if I don't get that, like there's no involvement. There isn't any relationship between the recruiter and the talent. So what is it would you say that is different as a recruiter in GET compared to recruitment externally?
Okay, I feel like you've answered it within your question. One is to build a relationship with your candidate, like constantly check up on them, give them feedback. Because I know some of them, you'll call them with feedback, even if it's after 2 months, because you know you don't want to give them feedback too quickly. But like even in the process, when they're not getting feedback from the client, like just say, okay, listen, we haven't gotten feedback yet. Please be patient with us. Just that constant checking up on the candidate builds that relationship and trust in you to say, okay, this person has my back. You know, I'm not just a number to them. They're actually in this process with me. So it's just constantly being in communication with your candidate that builds up the relationship.
And one thing I would say is put yourself in the candidate's position. How would you want to be treated if you were a candidate? If you wouldn't want a recruiter to go 2 months without calling you, without letting you know, you don't even know where you stand. You know, if that's not what you would want to receive, then don't give that out. You know, always picture yourself as your talent. That way you're able to give the best attention, you know, you're able to keep a relationship with your talent, and in so doing, they will not feel like just a number or just a profile or just a CV.
And a lot of them, when you call them, they're very hesitant because they're like, "Ooh, I've had an experience with the recruitment agency," and they just never came back to me.
Exactly,
yeah. I get you.
Yeah, I don't. For me, it's, how can I put it? But I think I did answer that as I was speaking, right? So for me, it's we're a team, right? Not only up until the person signs an offer or whatever. We're a team all the way, right? I still have some people who maybe I didn't even place them, but they know that if I talk to Tammy and ask a certain question, if he doesn't know the answer, he'll find the answer for me, right? But Tammy's always there, right? That's one of the reasons I always tell people I have 2 phones, right? Yes, they have one, which is my personal one, and then I have one where all my candidates, all of them, they're there. I have them on WhatsApp. Any updates I need to give them, quick WhatsApp, let me talk to them, right? When talking about candidates, not the talent, right? But keep in contact. Let's say even do it every week, man. If you need to give feedback, hey, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. But we're definitely pushing for you. Right? We're definitely pushing for the feedback. We're definitely pushing for the interview. Always engage with your candidates through. And I'd say, WhatsApp is the best out of everything on social media because it's easy access. I can tell you now that personal emails, I don't read that much. I only read the ones about me getting paid. Right? Yeah, so that's just what I do. And then again, I can also turn it and say, if I'm looking for employment, right, it's on me to find that employment. It's on me to become a nuisance up until you help me. It's on me to push you as the recruiter. Right? It could be both ways. Yes, as the recruiter, you have a responsibility. Right? Yes. How I handle that is just I normally care about a lot of people. I care about a lot of things. So let me care about the talent also, because at the end of the day, they're better than everyone else because that's my money.
Giving me money.
Right? Yeah, they better I love my nephew, care about my nephew, but he takes money away from me.
Candidates are better than the nephew.
Yeah, they're better because they make sure that my family is well taken care of. Right? So I'll take care of the same way I take care of my client because they've given me business, take care of my candidate. Yeah. Right? I mean, I recently got a mentor through recruitment. The guy was a candidate, still is a candidate because I'd like to put him somewhere, but now he's my mentor because of his knowledge, everything that he's done and all those things. So if you say relationship building, that's how we build relationships. I don't just place you and leave you there. Yeah. If you've started work,
continue beyond.
Yeah.
Placing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe some other people will come and say, Tammy, you placed me at this company and then you never said anything. I was like, no, the reason I placed you there, I knew that you'd strive there. Hence, I'm not too worried about you. I knew that with that company, you would strive. You'd find like your best self there. I know that. And those where I feel like, okay, they're going there, but they might not be at their best. Always talk to them. Always. But hey, listen, here's my personal number. Always, I give every candidate my personal number, right? Out of the 2 phones, I've given the one that I use for work. Here's the number. Send me a WhatsApp. I think WhatsApp is better than you calling because I might be in a meeting. I might be busy with whatever. I might be on a phone call. So send me a WhatsApp. If I do take 2 days to respond, I've taken 2 days, but I will definitely respond. I'll definitely respond, right? So with every recruiter out there, I'll say, take care of the talent because it does take care of you at the end of the day. And remember, it gives you the life that you currently live in, right? And I'm talking about people in agencies. It's not just in people in internal recruiters, if I can put it like that. Yeah. So agencies, take care of your people.
Great. I think we can wrap up, right?
Yeah, I think we can wrap up.
Do you want to add anything to the advice?
No.
Yeah, I think that's it, guys.
Oh, no, just maybe to emphasize on what Tammy was saying, it's a two-way street. So the recruiter will do their due diligence, but the talent also has to, be a nuisance. I mean, you need the job. You are looking for a job and you know why you're looking for the job. So just constantly check up on them. Don't feel like you're a nuisance by being a nuisance.
We also have other roles that we're working on, and sometimes it can slip your mind. Actually.
Yeah, we have a lot of talents that we're dealing with.
Yes. Me.
So it's not that I forgot about you, it's just that I have a lot on my plate and I have deadlines, and sometimes I might just forget to call you on a Friday or whenever it is that I said I was on a call. So that text, that reminder text, it helps. So
it's like I always tell you guys, Mshalela.
Literally,
please tell us here.
We need pressure.
No,
I'm kidding. We don't need pressure.
Okay, we can wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, it's been a pleasure, eh?
This has been a great discussion.
It was
a lot of learning.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining our podcast. See you guys in the next episode. For more information or other videos, follow us on our social media platforms.
Tweet. Okay.